Jay, 1 year.
Is it live?
We are live.
Kind
Somebody
of.
was here and they bounced out.
Damn, that was quick.
That's quick. Yo, what's going on, TascFam? We're here for the 1 year. We realize it's been over a year now, I think, since we've been doing the stream, which is nuts. I don't think there was a couple of weeks we just passed by that we were unable to get together, but I'm finally back up in Saugerties, New York with Jay.
Can't do nothing about the weather.
Yeah, so crazy, man. Crazy stuff. I can't believe that this is, we're already past a year doing this. Like, it seems like it's been longer, and then sometimes it seems like it's been shorter. I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, dude, so what's been going on, man?
I'm not seeing it. There it is.
Yeah, so thanks for coming through. If you're watching the replay, this is, I guess, our 1 year anniversary stream. If you have any favorite moments from the stream you want to relay in the comments or the live chat, hit us up. Let us know what's been your favorite parts of the stream thus far. And I don't know. I'm looking forward to. Oh, what's up? Happy 1 year, everybody. I got the chat pulled up now.
You want me to find a candle? You could blow it out like a birthday.
We could.
Maybe we'll do that later on.
Yo, what's up, twin? Happy 1 year TascFam to everyone out there. Yeah, heck yeah. Yo, Matt, what's up, buddy? We got the cheesy poofs. We're rolling deep tonight. Coop, what up? Jason, what's going on? KA, how's it going? Yo. Seeing what the gear's all about. Yeah, heck yeah. Unyo Anya, hell yeah. Happy 1 year. Thanks, Kay. Yeah, thanks, guys. Thanks for coming through. Yeah, so this is gonna be our celebratory stream. I don't know. We haven't caught up in a while. I feel like I haven't really spoke to you too. Like you've been busy, saying, man. You've been hectic.
It looks weird, doesn't it?
Is it like crooked or something?
Seems like it.
All right, we're gonna make an adjustment here. Jay's adjusting. Oh yeah, I don't know, man. I have a hard time setting it. Jay, I need your touch there. Yeah, for some reason I don't know. I always have like a hard time.
We'll
got the spinning wheel.
Already?
I think it's good. I think it's just like when it gets moved, it's all
drop down to 4G.
Wacky. Yeah, what's going on? Yeah, thanks guys. Hey Andrew. Yeah, so crazy. But yeah, what have you been up to, Jay? You got a lot of like projects coming up, or what's been up?
Yeah, so crazy. But
this is the segment,
shit,
catching up segment of the show.
All sorts of shit. Lots of fucking weird repair stuff. Speakers, of course.
Which is pretty odd for this time of year, right? Like, isn't it usually like...
Yeah, I mean, usually this time of year is fucking dead, so I must have done something right last year.
Hell yeah, man. I mean, that can't be a bad thing.
I paid all my bills this month, and I still had enough money left for next month's bills.
Wow, man, that's awesome. For January, good. February, it's sick.
Well, I mean, I paid March's bills, and now I have enough for April's bills. All my bills are due at the beginning of the month. So
March to April, yeah. I'm behind.
So
I keep forgetting it's already March, to be honest.
March is done, and then April's already in the bank, too.
Cool,
as long
man.
as nothing big breaks.
Dude, that's amazing, man. That must feel good to be like ahead of the curve, ahead of the...
It's so fucking rare, I don't even know what to make of it.
Yeah.
Not a clue.
I'd say keep going, man. That sounds awesome.
Gotta keep hustling.
Yo, thanks for the candle and the birthday cakes, twin. That's awesome.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's I guess that's about what I've been doing. Working on the Irish band new record, trying to fucking get all the little pieces wrapped up on that so that I can do the final tweaky mixes and put some kind of master on it so that it can be out by St. Patrick's Day, which is
that's coming
right
up
around
too.
the fucking corner.
Hell
Plus, we got a radio spot on Friday to do.
Wow, man, you guys have been really getting out there. Saturday
is a festival in Kingston, and then St. Patrick's Day. Now we have a gig in North Jersey.
Nice.
So that's all stacking up. I've been.
That band has really been doing a lot. Like you guys, I feel like you guys are really active.
It's sort of been like an uphill battle until recently, where I sort of decided that it needed to just be a pet project, and
cool.
I'd make it do the things I needed it to do instead of waiting for it to do the things I needed it to do.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So I've been this new record.
What's going on, Catface?
This new record, I played you a couple of the tracks from it. Everything I've recorded in the last month for that record sounds like that now. So there's like 3 songs that are like,
That's awesome.
sort of like the old style, like direct guitars and stuff, and everything else is fucking just knock your fucking face right off. So
That's great.
it's good. And
So is the record's going to be a mix of those 2 types, or is it going to be...
well, if we had enough time, I would go back and re-record all the songs.
Oh, yeah,
in
you're
that.
saying... So when do you have to have that due by? You said before Patty's Day?
For it to be live on streaming services by St. Patrick's Day, I kind of need to give it to them, like, probably by Sunday at the latest.
Oh, okay, shit.
Doesn't leave me much time. So I was in the studio right before I came here.
Yeah, I figured you were busy because I was actually getting a little concerned about you today, to be honest, because I texted you and I was
Man.
I was like, I haven't heard from Jay in like
a
week. I haven't been in contact with him, and now he's not getting back to me. I hope he's all right.
I was in like 29 different places today, running all over.
I figured you were just busy, yeah.
And then we were in the studio last night, pretty late. Then those guys left, and I stayed for like another hour and change, cutting guitars on the stuff we recorded yesterday.
Wow.
And I did rough mixes too after that.
Cool.
And then, but in burning the CD and riding around with it in the car today while I was running here, there, and fucking everywhere, I realized that one of the songs didn't have bagpipes on it still. So I hit him up and I was like, hey, did you realize that doesn't have pipes? He's like, I did not realize it doesn't have pipes.
Oh, shit. So that's, yeah.
So at 10 minutes to 5, we met at the studio, and we were there till 6:05. I got back here. Did a little over an hour to get those.
I didn't realize you guys were like working
up
up until right until the end there. That's crazy.
Always. And then,
yo, Jeb Pittman, what's going on, buddy?
and tomorrow is either interior painting or building speakers. I'm not sure which.
For what, the speaker shop or the studio?
What?
The painting.
For a friend of mine.
Oh, cool.
He hit me up, and I paint pretty good, and I paint really fast. So every time he's got something that he thinks is too big for him, he calls me.
You're the guy. That's
so
awesome.
I go in and work with him, and like I can do a whole room by myself in a day usually, wall, ceiling, and trim, as long as it dries.
That's quick, man.
And he's lucky if he gets like the ceiling and the cut on the walls done in that span. So
wow,
it's to his advantage, really.
Yeah. Max, what's going on?
But like last week, I made like almost $500 on that job, and there's still more to do. So
nice cash cow right there.
Yeah, man.
Oh yeah.
So I got to try to keep that going.
I was going to mention one quick thing. I think we were talking about pizza party stream for my birthday coming up.
Oh yeah.
I want to just because a lot of people are here. I think from that other stream we were talking about. I think we were saying the 20th. So I guess we're gonna have some sort of pizza party, not this week but next week. I don't know how that relates to people watching, but
I don't know.
It seemed like it made sense when I wrote it down. I was gonna mention it, but now I'm like, why would that matter? I guess you can get a pizza wherever you guys are at, but so 320, plan to get some pizza. If you want to have some pizza on stream with us, we'll be doing a Feliz Cumpleaños.
There you go.
And yeah, that's going to be cool. I think Jason was the originator of that, or one of you guys, I forget, was talking about that. I guess 320, though. It's the day after my birthday this year, so it's a Wednesday, so we'll be hitting it up. Yeah, so... Cool. I just want to make a quick little announcement. What have I been doing, man? I've been trying to, in terms of the channel stuff. Well, okay, I got 2 big projects coming up I want to talk about. One of which I need to talk about with you, which is something I wanted to talk about on the stream. And the other one was just channel related stuff. So I've been trying to do more batch processing and just figure more things out in terms of like, you know, how to get more videos done, and you know. The Keeley stuff took a lot of time, and I'm going to keep working on some other stuff in the background. But I've also been doing some other videos. I've got the drum machine video coming out Friday. So I've just been kind of streamlining my process with that. You know, I've been lifting, of course. You know, just doing my thing. But the other thing I've been working on is, so Jason's going to be putting out the next Be Cool Cowboy record or EP or whatever on his label Painted Blonde. And that's what we were going to work on. That's what I wanted to talk to you about because, So the process, and maybe everyone in the chat has some ideas about this too. I have a lot of this stuff demoed out, and some of it was built on kind of like as I was using it, doing it on the computer, and some of it was like more quickly done, kind of like the stuff on the last one I just put out. It's like I can't even remember the name of my own.
Just a trick?
Shit, yeah, just a trick. Some of it was like that too, where it's like, just a very simple song on a guitar, and then some of it is kind of more complicated. But I want to have, I don't know if I should do a mix of like actual drums on this one, do some, I want to have some drum machine stuff that's like obviously for the aesthetic of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I don't know, like, what do you guys think, or how do you think we should do the process? Because obviously I want you as the drummer of Be Cool Cowboy to record some stuff, but it's something, it seems like we're all very busy. But I mean, there's a couple songs I can come over and rock out on guitar with you, and I think we could lay them down really easily. But then there's other ones that are more, in terms of the composition, we're kind of done just differently than I normally do them. So I don't know. I'm trying to think like what the process should be for that. I'm starting to think maybe a mix of this.
I'm kind of still waiting on demos.
Okay. So. Well, that's what I was thinking. So I think there's a couple of ways we could do it, and maybe you guys have some ideas on what's the best. I was thinking I could send you. I don't think doing all of them makes sense because it's a lot. Unless you think we could rock them out on like a Saturday or Sunday or something.
I have to hear them. I don't know.
Yeah, because the one thing is like I know that you're pretty good at playing along this stuff. I think it would be better if we could play together live and record them. But the problem, like I said, is that some of them aren't really guitar based, so they're kind of weird in terms of that. But there's other ones that are like straight up. We could play them right now and record them. So I don't know. I'm trying to figure out. Yeah, I don't know. What do you think? So, because I know, what would you prefer? To do all of them, but some of them you could play along to them, or to get them done together and.
I have to hear them. I don't know.
Yeah. All right. I'll send. I gotta send you the zip file of the demos, and I guess we'll go from there.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of hard to say without knowing what the challenge is.
I guess I just always kind of. I'm used to like doing stuff all like a batch, all at one time, so it all sounds consistent. And I think it'll just be harder maybe to master it in post if some of it's like drum machine shit, some of it's drums. But I also like the idea of it being more of a mix.
But that depends how you record it and what you do with the recordings.
Okay.
Because like we were talking about, if I give you like hard limited, drum stems to work with, that'll be nearly the equivalent of mixing the drum machine anyway.
Right.
That was sort of the point there.
Well, I guess we should see how much we think we can get done in like an afternoon. Because it could be as simple as like you just hearing the stuff. Like some of them are pretty simple, and there's some of them are pretty straight ahead, just like rock Nirvana-esque kind of shit. So, and then the other stuff is just kind of more, I don't know. Just the way it was composed is not how I normally do it, so I think it would be odd to try to. I wouldn't be able to, I guess what I'm saying is I wouldn't be able to play those. And there's one new one I'm working on that I want to get on there too, so that's kind of one that we can definitely do together. I don't know. I'm just like, it's me, I'm overthinking it, but. Okay. Jason said knock it out. Knock out the album in an afternoon. The label man has spoken. Okay, so the label, we got the word from the label head. He just said we got to get it done ASAP.
I'm gonna back way up. Coop said, "Always up for a slice or 5." I don't know how to not eat half a pizza. Just saying. And Matt going for that mortgage pre-approval, buying a house with an 11 by 30 studio. That's fucking jamming.
Damn, I'm jealous.
Hell yeah.
That's a great size space, man.
Hell yeah. Especially if it's got high ceilings. Fuck.
11 by 30. That's great, dude.
The building that I was in today looking at gear.
Like you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, maybe not. It's a studio built in the 70s that was just taken over by some guys I know because the proprietor is out of the game and has let it kind of sit dormant. So the control room is smaller than mine, and it's all wood like like wide boards, wood on the wall and shit, all hard surfaces. But the live room is the same size or just slightly bigger than mine. And I was trying to figure out why sonically it's so different, because shape-wise it's almost the same. But his ceiling has just the slightest peak to it. And at that peak, it's like 10.5 or 11 feet tall. Instead
Yours
of being
has more of like a flat, right?
flat,
Yeah.
Oh.
So something to do with that peak, you think changes it dramatically?
Non-parallel surfaces. But
yeah, there's something to be said about that, especially for drums. Like I remember in my old apartment, I was able to play drums there.
yeah.
And it was kind of like I played them in our bedroom, and it was the top floor, kind of almost like an attic space.
Yep.
And all the walls were, it wasn't like any parallel walls in the room. It was like there was the way that it was built, and the room was built out. Like the two front walls were like this, and then the side walls were like one was at an angle, and then the back wall was straight. But then it had the, you had to kind of duck your head, but it had the point, and that was like the best sounding room. I mean, I guess that's why I think after
Yeah.
you mentioned that it's kind of like, I don't know. It's just that when you have those reflective surfaces, what happens? The sound just bounces back and forth.
Well, you get tangential modes.
Tangential modes, Jay says. That's fucking awesome, Matt. You gotta definitely bump some pics or something. I want to see that thing. J-Rad, what's up? Good to see you.
So yeah, cruising back in them.
Bean Trees, what's going on, James? Oh, Cafe said, could we get a sneak peek? Yeah, I'll put something up on the channel at some point. I haven't been doing much process with it. I haven't been putting much out on the Patreon lately, just because like track wise, I've been kind of trying to do a track once a week for the patrons, but I just kind of fell out of it the past couple of weeks because I've been working on the new stuff, and I might put some stuff up through there, and I'm also gonna hopefully I would like to start doing a couple vids on the Be Cool Cowboy YouTube channel, because there's not really much going on over there. So there'll be something coming out within the next month on it. I'm gonna maybe talk about the process. Maybe when Jay and I get together, we'll get some B-roll or something, or just set up something that, because I have these not new, but I figured out on my phone and my wife's old phone, we have like, on an iPhone, you can just let it record. As long as you have space on there, it'll just keep recording. So if you have old iPhones and you want to shoot like a practice or something, or just get some footage for something, or say you want to do a time lapse,
do that until you run out of time.
I didn't realize that just because I've had so much shit on my phone all the time, it stops automatically. And then what I did was like cleared out so much stuff, and then I reformatted like an old iPhone, Beck's old phone. So it's fucking sick. So if you got any old iPhones you want to send the channel, do it up.
Jesus.
I'm gonna make like a massive network of like iPhone cameras all over my studio.
Catface is asking for a sneak peek of your tracks.
Yeah. So I was just saying, I'll definitely bump something on the channel in the coming weeks. Maybe this Tuesday or next Tuesday. I'll get something together for that. I've kind of been keeping it like a secret, but I gotta definitely. Like just a trick. I remember, like I was kind of showing it off as it was going. This one's like a little bit different of a process, so I'll try to figure out how to incorporate it into some techniques or something. But yeah, keep an eye out, and maybe I'll bump a couple tunes on the Bandcamp too. I mean, not the Bandcamp, the Be Cool Cowboy channel. I'll of course let everyone know if that goes down. Thank you for the interest, Catface. All right, so Matt said he still has an issue getting off work at 3 a.m. I'll have far fewer neighbors with the girlfriend sleeping in the other room. I'll have to look into a soundproof room. Interesting. You bring that up. So did you see that in New Paltz, there's a guy who's trying to get some soundproofing for his space?
Did you see what he soundproofed with right now?
Yeah.
Egg cartons and McDonald's. Somebody saw a fucking what the hell, Hustle and Flow too many times. You ever see that movie?
No.
Any of you guys ever see Hustle and Flow?
What is that? What happens in that?
It's a movie about a pimp who becomes a rapper, but they turn a room in his house into a rap studio.
It's like all egg cartons.
Yeah, I think it was either egg cartons or they went and got like drink carriers from like McDonald's or something, like stapled them all over the fucking whole room.
Right.
Yeah.
Does that actually do anything?
Fuck no. The absorptive fucking resonance of those things is like above your range of hearing.
Yeah. Well, I'm not trying to. Obviously, we won't mention it, but I'm not trying to like knock. Also, I just think,
Twins got it. There you go. I got the soundtrack in my iPod.
Won't it be hard to, because he's trying to only get like a pretty small amount of money, like to soundproof something?
You can never fully soundproof anything without using either thick walls of concrete or lead.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, in order to truly, I mean, not that I don't want to. I'm not trying to like
the way you sound
deter Matt, but I'm just thinking from this other guy
right.
we're talking about. Like, doesn't it cost like 10, 15, 20K to really try to like? You have to build like a room within a room, and
well, even with a room within a room, any place that air can leak, sound can travel.
Right.
So, what you really should be looking at is the what do they call it? Noise reduction coefficient, NRC. Yeah, I think it's NRC. When you use things like Roxel, but you don't put a hard surface over the top of it, it becomes extremely absorptive, and the leakage through that is drastically reduced versus things like fiberglass. Usually soundproofing in recording studios is done with either masonry and sheet block and sand, or it's done with large cavities of airspace. Usually there'll be
that's
some
like
kind of fill inside of it, but it's almost always just dead air that's sealed on both sides, so that the air can't be disturbed by the sound, basically by the resonances. But yeah, so I mean, what that dude's trying to do, and in the space he's trying to do it, like.
Well, so I mean, like, I know the kind of shows that he puts on there, and I know like the space. I've been there, and
if he was lucky, he could raise enough money to get enough 2x4s to add a layer of studs all the way around that space, and he could pack that with Roxel and stretch some kind of cloth all the way around it, burlap or something.
Yeah,
that's as good as it's getting.
Yeah,
good as it's getting.
I just wondered because, like, I know
everything about that space is a parallel surface.
Yeah,
2 long walls, 2 short walls, and the fucking ceiling and the floor.
It's like it looks like it's like a shoebox.
Yeah.
It's just like a rectangle.
You ain't fixing that. And whatever you do,
I almost think he'd be better off trying to find another space locally and paint the rent on it.
He's got a door and a window in the front. You'd have to somehow seal both of those. Usually you build across the window, or you put extra layers of window there so that there's dead air space again. And then he's got the issue of the ceiling. You can only drop the ceiling so much before it's outside of the regulation of code for ceiling height clearance. In New York State, that's 7'6". Mm-hmm. So if you got, whatever, you got a 7 and change foot fucking ceiling in your little shop space, and you put 2x4s or 2x6s packed with Roxel on it and stretch fabric across it, you just ran out.
Yeah.
The fire marshal comes in and you're done.
Right. Yeah, that's another consideration. Right?
Yep.
J-Rad said, the new room, all my gear has uneven walls, and so far I'm liking the room. It's funny, I live above a local DIY music venue, and my room is directly above the stage. So how, does it get loud in there? That's cool, man.
Over top of the stage probably doesn't get very loud, really, if you think about it. The dispersion of stage volume is outward, not up.
Oh, true, yeah. It's not like this stuff's pointing
So
up.
You would hear it. There's ambient. Cymbals crashing. And
I always wonder about that. I don't think I've ever lived or known anyone
I've watched
who's lived
shows
above
from
something.
I've watched shows from the Crow's Nest above the stage at the Chance before. Like, you can hear the snare drum pretty good. That's about it. Everything else is just a wash and a slap back from the house.
Huh.
But
cut some free vocals.
But yeah, like, that shoebox kind of space can work. You just have to be smart about how you treat it. If it's not something you can permanently modify, then...
Oh, yeah. Matt, I said, yeah, no. I just mean a sheetrock just to dampen it. A stack of sheetrock just to dampen.
Well, you could do that. You also... They make this shit called Silent Rock, which has a layer of lead inside of it. So it's like a 1/4 inch of sheetrock, a piece of lead, and then a 1/4 inch of sheetrock again. It's all glue laminated. You can get that shit, put that up. It's C coefficient transmitted sound. C, is it CTS? Fuck, I'm trying to remember what that number is. Anyway, there's a goddamn rated coefficient on just about every material that's ever been used in a studio. So you really got to look at that. Quiet Rock is really good. I think the reduction on that was like 40 or 60 dB or something. It's fucking a lot. But it's not cheap either.
Yeah.
I would build panel traps, 2x4s or 2x3s with Roxel inside of them, as close to floor to ceiling as you can make them. Wrap them in felt or burlap. Alternate them down the long walls. Put some carpets on the floor. Kill as much of the reflection as you can. That'll help control some of the sound. And then, as long as you're not like ripping a bass amp at 3 o'clock in the morning, your leakage will be pretty slim.
Yeah, Cafes has a great great one-liner. There's no sound cure, only treatment.
Correct. It's very, very difficult to completely soundproof something.
Yeah, I was just what Matt said just made me think of the other situation.
I saw that.
Yeah, I wanted to talk to you about that just to get your thoughts on it. I just thought like the space that this particular individual is trying to soundproof.
I was going to reach out to him and try to explain that it doesn't work like he thinks it does, but there are things that he could do without spending a shit ton of money.
The thing
but
is,
I don't think it's going to
the size
sink.
space that he even wants to do it in is maybe, I don't know, what is that, 12 by whatever this is, like 12 by 15 or whatever. Like it's a very small space, and it's in the middle of town, and it's like the best kind of shows he could have. There's like acoustic, but he wants to do heavy music, heavy loud stuff, like, which is awesome. But
it's not the right place.
It's not the right place.
I think if I was him, I would build a U-shaped absorber behind, like where the band goes. I'd build another one across that window and partway up that wall, and then I would hang panels on either side. It's about the best it's going to get. It's still going to leak upstairs some.
Yeah, well, that's what he said.
That space is so fucking small, and those shows are so loud, man.
I know.
Like,
I'm surprised
it has nowhere to
he's
go.
even been able to have the stuff that he's had there.
But the sound pressure has no place to go. So those waves just ball up and build up and rattle every fucking thing there is in the building. Like, if there's somebody up there trying to sleep, man, you're not fixing that.
Yeah, because like nearby there's like a space, it's expensive, but I don't know. It would make more sense, I think, to try to move it into something like that.
Yeah, I think trying to raise. Well, he might hit his goal. I don't know where he's at, but I think
he'll raise it. I just feel like it's going to be.
It's for naught. I mean, basically.
Unfortunately. Coop's got to bounce for a second. Oh, J-Rad's building a home studio too. Hey, No Wave, what's going on?
The deal with
Hey, Matt is here. Perfect attendance, man. What's up, dude? Happy 1 year.
The deal with recording vocals live through a PA is so that you get the right vibe, because no studio signal chain that ends in headphones will ever feel right when you're trying to get the right aggression on your vocals and really bash something out or really reach deep for, notes and stuff. I mean, it's like that's something I've always struggled with, like trying to track vocals in a headphone. I feel like I'm just screaming at a fucking wall, There's no space to it, and it's really hard to tell like how hard to push until you've already pushed too hard. It's this weird adjustment thing. So what they do a lot of times is they'll take the mic and either mult it so that it's going to a PA, or they'll set two mics up and tape them together. One goes to the PA, the other goes to the recording rig, and then they'll play the track out of the PA, and the guy sings over the track, and then you take the vocal, and theoretically you would flip the phase on the vocal to cancel whatever came out of the PA against the track, and you'd be set.
Yeah, I've both been in a studio where that was something we did as a
Yep.
technique for recording my vocals, and also I've tried that myself through like amps and stuff.
Yeah.
Can't recommend it enough.
Yeah.
Really great way to do it, especially I feel like the vibe and the stuff we talk about on the channel, and you know, I know that like a lot of the TascFam and people coming through, it's like for the knowing the kind of music that people make, like especially someone like J-Rad and the stuff he's doing, it'd be perfect for that. I mean, it sounds like he's already been doing that, but for the right style of music, it's like you can't get better than that. And I agree with you too. It's like I feel like the closer you can get it to sounding to what it's actually like when you play live, because that really helps to get even what you're hearing. You know, say you're going to record your band and you're used to hearing yourself. It's like the same thing. Another point to make about it in a second, but you know, you're so used to hearing your vocal through a PA in practice. If you're practicing with a PA, you're so used to hearing your vocals through a PA at shows you're playing, and then when you go to a studio, it's like an alien environment in terms of what Jay was talking about with, you know, singing in headphones. And that's also why I like something like the TascFam to dirty up the vocal, and something like, you know, the 30 millisecond thing I was working on, the Keeley stuff, like to give it kind of like the echo and reverb.
Yeah,
All that stuff really helps, man. Like to track with that stuff and track with like the like you're saying, the vibe and just the sound that you can get out of the PA is really,
Like
it really helps that.
When I scream through a PA, like I either clip the mic, the mixer, or the mains. Every time I do it, doesn't matter where it is, something's clipping. That's the way it goes. When you get in the studio, the engineer is intently nervous about you clipping anything.
Mm-hmm.
So some of that edge that comes out of you pushing as hard as you do, being the distortion of the chain as it goes out, is lost immediately. So now you're in headphones with just your dry vocal. You got somebody with a limiter on you that won't let you push hard enough to actually clip something and get the tone that you're used to hearing. So you struggle and you fight against it, which makes you push even harder. And then there's no ambient space around you anyway, unless they put some reverb in the headphones, which only does so much, you know.
That's what we did for Surmiser when we recorded at the pizza place.
I put it through the fucking guitar amp.
Yeah. Sounded awesome. Sounded sick. The guitar amp especially can sound really cool.
When I cut Surmiser vocals in the studio, I put the shit on the monitors. I turn the monitors up as loud as I can without it feeding back, and then I scream at it. That's a handheld mic, that green one that I do shows with every single fucking song we've ever recorded, unless I didn't record it.
Yeah.
Because that's what I'm used to, man. And I know I can fucking pummel that mic and it'll take it, so not sound terrible.
You want to do the honors, Jay? It's very fitting for the 1 year anniversary. We have mention of the
I don't see it yet.
The infamous.
Wait, is it? What are we, rubber chicken in there? Or
no, we got the.
Oh, we got a fucking KS.
We got a KS alert. Special 1 year anniversary. Adjust your speakers. This has been a presentation of the Kevin Shields, the 424 Live Kevin Shields Orchestra. Like a fart snuck in there. Robot fart. You guys are funny, man.
That's been the Kevin Shields minute.
Man, that was very cathartic for me. I don't know how everybody else is doing that one, but yeah, that's very fitting. 1 year anniversary stream. We got the Kevin Shields alert going off. You know, I had a I got to bring it up, and I know it's kind of quick right after Kevin Shields, but Mr. Mac DeMarco put out a new track recently. I think yesterday, actually.
Isn't that Squeaky Pig?
That's Squeaky Pig, man. So we got the Mackie D alert. I don't know. Have you guys seen it? Have anybody else seen the video for it? It's pretty interesting.
Music.
It came. I was exposed to it through YouTube. I guess because I've watched some other stuff with him, and kind of an interesting track and an interesting video. But I figured we might as well get that out of the way. The Mac alert. I've never heard that thing. You're having a little too much fun with that.
The fuck does it sound like that?
I don't know.
Consistently.
Jay has the magic touch. Sounds like a trumpet when it hits that note.
I'm trying to get it to hit that note more, but it won't do it.
Sounds like a little kid trying to practice a trumpet. Artificial intelligence parts? I don't know.
That's a good one. All right.
So that was.
I didn't bring my fucking tin whistle.
I'm glad we got those out of the way. We need the tin whistle. We need some more alerts. But yeah, so that was a back-to-back Kevin Shields.
What else do we need an alert for?
Mac DeMarco alert.
Who else
I forget. Last week we were saying, or the week before, there was the two other alerts we were thinking about getting together. Oh, I think Jason said when I mentioned CDs, I mentioned my CD collection a lot. Maybe we could just throw a CD across the room or at the camera, like David Letterman.
Get some Lady Gaga CDs if you're gonna do that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's a good point, Jed. He said, I'm pretty sure Captain Beefheart played one of those pigs on one of his records.
Every time you say something about
replica.
So that could be the alert for any obscure reference like Captain Beefheart.
Yeah. All right, so the pig is a multifunctional alert then. But yeah, he put out a new track. It was an interesting kind of subdued track, and he's in this weird like reptilian makeup. It's just a green screen. It's a really simple video, really simple editing. Interesting stuff. I don't know what else to say about it beyond that, but I figured it was worth mentioning.
Is it musically any good?
I'd have to listen to it a few more times, but it's very. I feel like it's more of a slow burner kind of track. And it seems a little more subdued and a little more, I don't know. I'm not sure. It was a good track, weird video. Maybe that's what it is. The video made my. I thought it's really like just the whole thing is really weird. He's like in this weird reptilian.
The pig's got a weird smell to it.
It does, yeah. It smells like this old rubber. But yeah, so I figured that was worth mentioning. Hashtag not sponsored.
I realized I forgot to turn the heat up.
Oh, okay. Oh, the Elliott Smith Tambo. That's right. The other one was Elliott Smith. I forgot to bring the Tambo for him.
Oh shit! I don't think we have anything we can bullshit that with here.
We'll have to bring it. Yeah. So.
I think there's a classical guitar in here.
Oh, grab it, man. So what do you got? So does there anybody have any favorite moments from the stream over the past year? Anything that sticks out in your memory? I just curious. Any segments you'd like to see more often? I'm trying to. Jody had mentioned making the live stream a little more structured. So there's a couple things I want to do. Jay, what up with that? It's gonna start being like a segment at the end here. But I was just wondering if you had any moments that you thought were interesting or over the past year, reflecting back on the past year. Yeah, let us know. Jason, here's a story for y'all. I rented a rehearsal space the other night to record in with my drummer, and the band next to us was a U2 cover band. They were playing at the loudest possible volume. I hate U2 now. That's the whole story. I thought you were gonna say, and it turned out we had U2's old, old room or something. Oh yeah, good call, Jeb. Jeb said, "I love the song in Jay's studio. That was really fun with the studio tour, the debut of the TFP." TascFam preamp. Jay showing off his dirt pedal designs. Oh yeah, so we got to incorporate that more. I'd really, my goal this year, I think, is to try to find some kind of space for the stream. I know I've mentioned this a lot of times. I think I finally may be able to figure out a place where we can do it, because Jay's studio is awesome, but the service there is really shoddy, and there's not Wi-Fi. But I would like to. That's a really good point, Jeb. I'd really like to do that more. So more. Yo, Jay, come play that on stream, bro. You can hear Jay playing guitar over there. So more like gear demo and live. Yeah, I want to start doing some sort of like just a trick. I want to start doing a little more live shows. I think would be fun, just like acoustic, or if Jay and I can get more stuff set up. That's a really good idea. Live shows, live shows playing, I should put. But that's awesome. Thank you, Jeb, for that feedback. Yeah, I want to do more. Even be fun to do like live. Where Jay and I were talking about this, like, you know, recording drums and just kind of going through some really what we're doing really quick. You know, like how it's set up, etc. I think that could be really fun. Or, you know, stuff like that could be really cool. Yeah, so maybe that's really good stuff, man. Thank you. That sucks. They were so loud that Jason and his drummer couldn't record anything.
Who?
Oh, so Jason said he had a story to tell. He rented a rehearsal space the other night to record with his drummer, and the band next to them was a U2 cover band. They were so loud that they could not record anything.
I would have complained and got a fucking refund.
You heard it here first, Jason. Complain and get a refund.
Fuck that shit.
FTS, bro.
Run it with a specific purpose and somebody else fucks it up for you? Nah. Nope. That's failed commerce right there.
Oh shit, thanks, man. Looking real life aquatic. That's awesome. Thanks, Catface. Oh, the Hapro freestyle. Yeah, that was really cool. You know, I was just talking with Hapro. We didn't. That's another thing that reminded me that this was the 1 year, or we're past the 1 year anniversary of the stream. Was
the cap? Yeah, the cap.
When I was in the cabin.
That was
yeah, fun. Yeah, that was. Oh, the Capro cam. Yeah. That's right. So that's what I was thinking. When we went to the Hapro cabin, I wanted to try to do that again this month. I don't know if it's gonna happen.
This month?
Last minute. It's very last minute.
Bro, it's fucking like very below zero and shit, below freezing and shit.
There's a huge wood stove in that place, though.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Oh, and next week's supposed to be like 50, so.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, maybe we can do something in the summer there. I just like, to me, that's a really healing experience. Like going off the grid up there, just broing out with the bros. Like it's cool. So, but that's what made me realize too. We're past the year because I kind of started the stream, the solo ones, and then I went to that cabin weekend thing, and then after that we must have started. But that was in like January or February of last year. So it's definitely been a year since we've been streaming.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't really remember.
Because I think I did 7 days or 14 days. I was planning on doing that, and I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna stop. But then not soon after that is when we started streaming together.
I think so, yeah.
Which is crazy. So happy 1 year anniversary, all. Thanks for sharing this joyous occasion with us. Oh, the Instagram stream. That's right. Yeah, remember that?
Oh, yeah.
I was going back through some of the memories people had of stuff that sticks out. I think one time your power went out and you played a tune. Oh, yeah, that was really cool. That was right. That's right. I think that was
That was before.
Yeah. The power was out, and I was like, fuck it, I want to still stream, which is really funny if you think about it in today's age. It's like you can still be connected to everything, even if you don't have any power. I remember power used to go out when we were kids,
We were fucking done.
It was like
we sat in the house and listened to the rain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now it's like it doesn't even matter as long as you got your phone and stuff charged up. And some people have generator. I guess people have always had generators, but
get a battery backup.
Battery backup, yeah.
You'll be on it forever.
Cool. Yeah. So the cabin. Yeah, I was saying too, Jay. I was mentioning when you were over there, we were talking about doing maybe some. Oh yeah. Some live recording stuff, right? We were saying like talking about recording amps or something, recording drums, like, you know, maybe once a month or something, doing a special stream of some live stuff with questions or whatever. Yeah, that would be cool. Yeah, thanks, Charles. I have seen BTS. Tugboat Captain, better than his usual man. Thanks, man. Oh, that's some low blows there, bro. No. I'm too Midwestern nice to complain. Oh man, yeah. That sucks, dude. Too.
So what kind of live recording things do they actually want to see?
Well, yeah. Well, so what kind of live stuff would you want to see, Charles, or Jeb? You know, like what are some things? Maybe that's kind of the best way is to just get a crowdsource some episodes. I'll have to figure out. I gotta either get a new forum going, or I feel like the forum's been kind of dead lately. Which I don't know. It's kind of an old style thing, but I kind of wish maybe the Discord server. I'm really bad at getting together like that kind of stuff. But it would be cool to have more of a place to be in contact with people. I guess it's technically the stream is probably the best place, actually.
Yeah, but I mean, as far as like recording things, you know, live or whatever, really, I think you'd have to watch very closely and probably film some of that shit in slow motion, because like on a session, if you blink, you miss it.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I guess some part of it too is a lot of people, or Jeb saying, and a couple of other guys saying they enjoyed when we were like even playing live or playing songs. Because like I was saying something else I thought was cool is if we played more on stream, or you know, like Just a Trick. I think it would be fun. It'd be really easy to do like an acoustic set or get something set up together. You know, we could bang that out in an afternoon. So I don't know. I think that would be pretty cool. I just yeah. Thanks for the feedback, fam.
I kind of want coffee. I don't see any here though.
Oh, okay, so Charles said tips or tricks on recording guitar amps for a first one. All right. Well, that'll be our test run.
Tips and tricks on a live session is kind of a tough thing to do, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, when somebody's actually in the studio and you're micing shit up to record it, it happens like that.
So you're saying like the length of it wouldn't we wouldn't have enough material?
I think it would impede your recording process to stop in the middle of this flow of a session and be like, and this is how you know.
Well, no, not with the session. Just like instead of streaming like this, we could stream here next week or something and just have an amp and be like, okay, here's some stuff on how to amp it, like some ideas how to mic it. Not necessarily in a session.
Yeah. Oh, well, I thought what you were talking about was like active session kind of stuff.
No, I agree, man. I don't think that would work because
it would totally break the flow
unless the person who was or the band that was in there was in on it, or like, you know, okay with that being part of the thing.
Even if they were, you still break, like, I don't know. It's a different thing when you're setting up a session to like actually roll tracks versus when you're.
Yeah, I don't think in the context of a session, just in the context of like we're up at the studio and here's an amp and here's some ideas on how to mic it.
Yeah.
And then maybe we could record some stuff and then post it somewhere after the stream so people can hear it. Because that was the other thing too, is like how would you hear the differences?
Yeah, you'd have to cut it up and post.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I am realizing one thing when it comes to guitar amps. All of the tones that I get that I like come from closed back cabinets, usually big ones. That's a new revelation I just had. I can take the same head in the same room, set identically, put it on either the giant Silverface 212 and it sounds like a fucking monster, or I can put it on an open back 212 and it loses everything that was cool about it. It just becomes this like mid bump thing. So that was my most recent revelation.
Interesting.
So I take that Sun Beta lead set one way, and depending on which cabinet you hook it to, totally changes the character of it. The closed back cabinets always sound big and tight, and that open back cabinet loses all the lows and low mids. It's just like upper mid range fucking, you know.
Are you sure it's not just the Beta lead that you like?
Well, the reason that I like the Beta lead is why I can use it as the control in that test. So if I take the Beta lead head and put it on the closed back 212, it sounds like a fucking beast. And then if I take it and I put it on the open back 212 right next to that, it loses everything that's cool about it without doing anything to the amp. Yeah. I don't know. Most recent observation. Don't record things with open backs. Fuck that.
That sounds like a great video for your channel.
Sounds like fucking balls. Well, I mean, I pretty much just did the video right there. Don't record things with open backs because it sounds like balls. There it is.
There it is. There's the whole
14 seconds of video. Go ahead and snippet that if you want.
Oh, that would be. This would also be a cool video. Like we were talking about the PA vocals.
Yeah.
Doing a vid showing off PA vocals. How you doing?
Like I said, I just turned the monitors up just below the point of feeding back with the vocal mic, and I push the chair that's in the control room out into the entry room so that I can fucking swing around like an idiot, and then I do what I'm doing. If I absolutely have to sing through a condenser in this, you know, in the room with a fucking pop filter and headphones and shit, then I usually crank it up and just let it clip the pre.
Oh, we got a Jay question. Not to interrupt. From Bill Jim. Hey Jay, I have an acoustic Git with an upward bowed neck with no truss rod. Can it be fixed and how? Is it worth it? Got it for $50.
Why don't I see that on my screen yet?
Cafe said, when's the anniversary of the Instagram Live? Maybe you could make an annual thing. Yeah, that would be cool. We only did that one just because YouTube Live wasn't working that night for some reason, but that would be cool maybe to do more streams on that. If I had the ability, I think it would make sense to do like multi-stream. You know, like I know there's ways to stream to other things simultaneously. We could definitely try that again though. That's a good question. I don't know when that was that we did that. I want to say it was winter, or maybe winter going into spring. So
Bill Jim, the acoustic guitar with an upward bowed neck, no truss rod. A good luthier could do that. They would either steam that neck and reset it by splinting it somehow, or they would steam the fretboard off of it and plane the neck flat again and put a fingerboard back on it. Is it worth it? It really depends on how nice a guitar it was to start with. If it's not a name brand that you can find on the internet, I wouldn't even bother. If it's like an old Martin or some, you know, it wouldn't be because Martin have truss rods. But if it's something recognizable like that, then I would at least have somebody look at it. But
Matt's really busting the balls tonight. Jay, the reason you're not seeing comments.
I saw it.
Nice.
I saw it.
Good one. Good one. You got me, man.
Oh, man.
Oh, J-Man80, what's going on? Thanks for coming through the stream. That's actually a really great suggestion. Maybe record the session and have a voiceover describing what happened.
Yeah, that could work.
That would be because we could do that live, too.
It'd be really hard still to describe exactly what happened. You'd have to like, do you have slow mo? Is that like a thing
Yeah,
you can
we
do?
can slow mo, reverse it,
You probably want to slow mo that because
reverse slow motion,
like,
custom speed. I got it all.
yeah. I mean, with the amp, man, it's like I put headphones on and I fucking hit the guitar, and then I take the mic and I go. It's like, you know, it takes 15 minutes to explain that to somebody, but it takes literally like a second and a half to do it. If you go like this and it sounds bad there, and you go out here and it still sounds bad, then somewhere in the middle is probably gonna sound good. So you go.
Dude, I always do. I've gotten to that point too with doing it. I guess it's just from putting mics in front of amps for a while. But
It's like drums.
yeah, you kind of just got an instinctual idea of where something will work. But I always like that Steve Albini trick, man. Especially with tube amps, fucking dime it, get that hum of the speaker coming through, and then line that up with your mic where it sounds the nastiest. If that's what you're going for, I usually do off access to that nasty spot. I don't even fuck with. I don't even mess with it. I just boom. It takes you 2 seconds to do it. So, but maybe those are two techniques we can try to show somehow.
That beta lead certainly will give you plenty of fucking hum and noise funk when you crank it up. So it'd be an easy one to illustrate that with.
And I feel like too, it's easier when you have another person, especially because the big thing is isolating what you can hear as it's moving around, because sometimes when you're right in front of it, you can't always get that sound off of it. Or so if you can somehow isolate the guitar cab or whatever, mic it up, and then go play it where you're hearing it through the actual monitors, because it gets colored or whatever by the sound of the, you know, amp in the room.
Yeah, well, most of the guitars that I've been printing are beta lead into the Silverface big cabinet with the 609 just barely off the grill cloth, offset of the dust cap on axis, and yeah, you fucking slam that down the throat of the Duquesne preamps, and that's about it. So that's sort of what I've been doing. It comes out cool. I played you some of those tracks.
Yeah. I really like, especially the recent stuff you've been doing is like, I feel like it's like some next level shit, man.
Wait, bean trees.
Charles has got to go. He's probably already gone. Thanks for coming through, Charles. Happy 1 year streaming. Have a great weekend, everyone. See you next week. Yeah, buddy. Hope to see you too. Thanks for coming through. New Jersey people will tell you to go fuck yourself. Oh yeah, I've been monitoring the convo a little bit. I've already, like, they're talking about how the different regions of the U.S. kind of have different different ways of dealing with people, because that's what Jason's saying. He's too nice, and then Matt's been saying that kind of the southern thing is like, you know, nice, but then you're kind of, I don't know, kind of like sideways, like behind people's back kind of stuff. And then James is saying New Jersey's just straight up like, fuck you.
Yeah. So I must have a little New Jersey in me.
Me too. I think I'm a little too nice, but maybe I'm more southern. I kind of like, I need to be more upfront. But I'm like Jason too. If like that happened to me, I wouldn't say anything. It's too. It just doesn't matter enough to me. You know.
Well, when you paid money to use.
Well, actually, no. I think when it comes to recording and stuff, that's pretty. I hold that pretty dear to my heart. So I'd probably.
Yeah, I would have went and beat the fucking door down.
Yeah. At least, yeah.
What did it say? It was a U2 cover band?
Yeah.
For fuck's sake of all things.
It would have been Friday.
Oh my God.
Would have been Friday, bloody Friday up in there, though.
Fuck, bro. It would have been. I unplugged your fucking.
Would have been bloody Friday.
It would have been. I unplugged all the fucking extension cords and cut the ends off while you were standing there. Let me see you do it now.
Let's see what you sound like now.
I travel with wire cutters. You don't fuck with me. You'd be sitting over there trying to figure out who's sober enough to drive to Lowe's to get more cord ends while I'm cutting drums next door. Fuckhead.
Oh man.
Most of those rehearsal spaces only have like Luan doors anyway, so you can just fucking step right through that thing.
Yeah.
Like the fucking Terminator come busting in that bitch. Dude, step through your fucking door with a wire cutter and just start clipping off
When he goes
ends,
through
man.
the cinder block wall.
Just a dude in sunglasses.
Grabs John Connor. Hell yeah.
Next time that happens, make sure you got a set of lineman's pliers on you, because you can cut live circuits with those fucking things. Blow the breaker on their ass. It's the end of you.
Oh man. Good stuff, dude.
Fuck that. Fucking U2 cover band. You gotta be fucking kidding me. Oh, man. I guess we won't get started on bands that I don't like. That ends up being a deep rabbit hole.
Oh, Jason Holmes, what's going on? He said Connecticut people are a bit crude.
Yeah, I guess I could see that.
Is it the further you get north?
Well, you know, the southern people, though, man, like, they might be nice to your face, but they also have this really fucking odd way of being, like, sideways and condescending while they're still smiling. Like,
yeah, that's like, exactly what Matt's saying.
It's like
the bless your heart. That's what he's bringing up. Like, when you say bless your heart, it's like...
But it's like
the one hand
it's
you're like
such a smooth fuck you that you just like sort of like bend over even further so that it's easier. I don't know. It's like, what did I just do? I stepped right into that. But
yeah, it's like a backhanded kind of yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Matt, look at that fret before you file anything. And make sure it's not standing proud of the fingerboard, because sometimes depending on what the fret wire is or how it was installed, they can pop out. I've done a couple classical guitars that had that problem where I had like 2 strings that would fret out at the same fret, and that's what it ended up being. I had to reset all the frets.
Yeah, I would say don't be afraid to adjust it too. Like some of these guys are saying, like
crank it up.
Use it as just like a $50 learning tool, if nothing else. If you completely, I don't think you could or would, but if it's completely gets destroyed, it already sounds like it's in a condition that's going to be hard to fix. So, you know, that's kind of the beauty of having something cheap. You can kind of experiment with it. I mean, Coop said he had a Stella and he just burned it to make some s'mores. So
I have 2 in my closet at home that are like both like unplayably fucked up.
Really?
The necks are actually not bad, but there's no way to fucking intonate those guitars. So like, unless you're playing like,
I had an old Silvertone that I found at like a thrift shop like that at one point. It was the most beautiful like sunburst, but it was the same thing.
These are both red bursts.
It would be a nice guitar to just hang on the wall, or it's nice to have in like a music video.
Yeah, it's like,
or if you need it like outside and you're shooting something outside in the winter, like you don't give a fuck about it because it doesn't play anyway. But
I always wanted to like plant
prop
flowers
guitar
inside them or something.
Oh, that sounds cool.
Fill them with half with dirt and plant a fucking flower in there.
Put your succulent in there.
Yeah, the roots.
Jay had found a succulent that fallen over today.
Yeah. I'm at work, I'm faking it. Yeah, look at that. Shit.
Yeah, so I had another... okay, one thing I wanted to ask you.
Mm-hmm.
And this is just completely... This has to go with the 1-year anniversary of the stream. Thoughts on doing the stream for a year? What kind of things have you learned, or how do you feel about having done it for a year? What have you gotten out of it? What do you enjoy about it? What do you just from a perspective of just a regular dude streaming shit for a year, like what's your takeaways from it?
Well, I would say that the first time you go on a stream is probably the weirdest fucking thing you'll ever do. Because, especially if you do it by yourself, because you're literally sitting in a room talking to a fucking plastic box. To me, that's still weird.
Right, because like right now, this could be really weird if we weren't, if we didn't know the chat was out there.
Yeah, I mean, it's like,
It's like when you take away the element of, you know, if it was just me and you sitting in a room like conversing like this, it'd be really fucking odd.
Yeah, but it's, you know, so the first time going on the stream though, you're like hyper conscious of the camera and shit, and it's like, I don't know. For me, it was sort of like almost like playing your first show or something, you know? You go up there sort of with like the...
Yeah, it has a very...
Like the cross-eyed jitters and shit. Man.
Right.
Like, after a while, you realize that, like...
It feels very similar to almost like performance in a way. It's weird.
In a way it does. But, you know, for me, it was sort of like... I just realized that it's sort of like non-consequential. Like, what's the worst that's going to happen? You say something weird or like... I mean, I don't know. There's really no... it's not like if you say the wrong thing or you stutter a word or something, like a fucking machete flies out of the wall.
Yeah. There's very low stakes. Very low stakes, yeah.
The guys in the chat will make fun of you for about 3 minutes until they forget about it, unless you fucked up something real bad, and then they'll get you back at the end again.
Yeah.
And that's about it.
Yeah.
So, you know, once you get over the hump of, like, self-consciousness, I think it's pretty... pretty chill thing to do.
Cool.
I don't know. Takeaways though?
Yeah, I guess just from our, you know,
I feel like we all,
because we really committed to doing this, you know.
Yeah,
it's kind of the project we do together, and it's a lot of fun, and you know, it's fun hanging out with everybody in the chat and answering people's questions. And
yeah, I feel like
I'm just curious, as like, you know, what your thoughts on it were, having the perspective of now, you know, it's like, you know, doing something different for a year, or I'm trying to think of another thing like...
Well, I think, like, as far as information goes, I feel like, you know, there's a lot of back and forth, and people on both sides of the lens sort of learn things at different points over the course of, you know, what we've been doing.
Yeah.
You know, there are things that have come up in chats for me that, like, I don't know the fucking answer to, but I write it down on a paper or make a note in the phone or whatever, and I find out, man.
Well, so, that's a really good point, too. That's something I feel like the channel in general, for me, too, and the stream is, when you do something like this, you learn a lot.
It's sort of like meant to be informational, but I don't think that
like, you learn a lot yourself.
But there's no, like, connotation, or I don't know, maybe that's not the right word, but there's no like dedicated directive flow to that. Like the information could be going one way or the other,
right,
at any given time. You know, they teach us things, we teach them things. You make videos about things to teach them things. Some of them have channels, so they make videos and you learn stuff.
Exactly. And in the process of, because like nobody knows everything, and in the process of somebody asking something that maybe you don't know, or even just in the process of making a video, like with the TascFam, the 424 stuff, like I learned a lot of stuff too. Like I don't know everything about that thing.
Right.
I just make videos about it on the internet, and you know, people ask me to make videos, and then I learned how to do stuff myself. You know.
But it's interesting, like, you know, no single one person knows how to do everything.
Right.
But with the right collective of people, you can do anything.
Yeah.
Just put that in your fucking one-liners book and smoke it.
There you go. If you want to go fast, go by yourself. Yeah. If you want to go far, go together.
There you go. Yeah.
Dropping one-liners.
Dropping knowledge.
Cool,
bombs.
man. That's something I wanted to ask you, you know, because I was thinking about that before the stream, and just thinking about like some... Because like reflecting on 1 year, that's pretty cool, you know?
Yeah, I think
for a whole
hard.
year, pretty much, you know. I mean, we have a couple of weeks here and there we took off, or we couldn't make it or whatever, but it's pretty...
For me, I think it's hard to like pin down like specific things, because there's been so many nights of just like informational exchange all over the fucking place that it's like, you know, like there's been good tidbits both ways on the stream, but then there's like all email shit too. I mean, there's like there's
follow-ups,
ideas and tactics and things to try flying all over the fucking place. And when the forum was hot to begin with, I mean, same thing there.
Yeah.
You know, we're all doing basically the same thing, but we all have different ways of getting there.
Right.
And that's what makes this interesting, because if you learn enough of how everybody else does it, then you can get over any hurdle you ever hit.
Mm-hmm. So. And you can figure out what ways you like to do it the best.
Yeah. Yep. And then you'll try to figure out how to not get bogged down and stuck in the formulaic workflow of modern recording.
Mm-hmm.
That's the tricky one. Make sure you change it up routinely enough where you can hear the difference. Try new shit. Don't just stick with the same stuff that has always worked. You can always go back to that, but don't just stick there.
Cool, man.
Not that anybody asked me that, but I don't know. To me, that's sort of the thing, man. Figure out how to make it as good as it can be and learn how to work with that, and then figure out how to get back to where it sucked. So then you'll be able to cover any range within that whole palette. You want lo-fi, nasty shit? Remember how you recorded stuff fucking 10 years ago? You know, that like piece of shit microphone that you taped like a 1/4-inch plug on the end of? Like, get that fucking thing back out of the crate. It's around somewhere. Stick that on the kick drum.
That's something I really need to do more of, is
experimentation.
Experimenting, and also documenting that. Because sometimes, like, I listen to old shit I did, and I'm like, how the fuck did I get that sound?
I can sort of do it by, like, the 4-track tapes that I have.
Really?
Yeah, because, like...
You kind of remember that.
Well, like, I had certain bricks of tapes at certain times. So if it's, like, a gray Maxell, like a solid gray Maxell, like, that was the Fostex with the push-button single-track at a time machine. And that was a Tandy, I believe, microphone. It looked like it should have been a vocal mic. It was like, you know, normal, like almost like a 57 sort of handle shape. And it had the tapered head basket. It didn't have like a fucking crown on it, or, you know, like a ball on it. But then it had this little cheesy plastic insert at the bottom and this little thin piece of shit cable that was probably about this long, with a mono 1/8 inch on the end of it. So I cut that off and I spliced on a right angle end from a patch cable with some electrical tape. And that was my microphone then. So anything that's on those gray tapes was recorded with that fucking thing.
Huh.
And then I got the Porta O2 and that little Behringer mixer that I loaned you at one point. And I had that microphone still, and I had a 57 and one XLR. One XLR cable. That was sweet. So it would be like a mix, like the 57 probably was like pointing somewhere on the kick drum, and then that other mic was like in the range of the snare somewhere. That would be drums, and they would go through that mixer and sound horrible because that Tandy mic was 1/4 inch, and that Behringer mixer does not have a low level 1/4 inch input. It has a line level. So to get enough of that signal, that trim was like and it was Behringer Preezer.
That's amazing that you can recall all that stuff.
I remember doing it. I did it right out in that fucking barn out there, man. Most of it.
Huh.
Yeah, I mean, when you're working with like basically nothing, it's pretty easy to remember what you had. But I probably still have that Tandy mic. I bet that's up in storage here. Probably with that Fostex. That machine's still around. And the Sensonics drum machine.
You got a Sensonics drum machine?
Still have it.
Oh,
it's in storage. It's a black box with 4 gray pads. And like it has like a volume and a tempo knob, I think. I don't know, it's really horrible. It only has like one set of sounds, and you can hit it with
It only has like
drumsticks.
4 voices or whatever?
Yeah,
Wow.
you can hit it with drumsticks. I think it might have had patterns, but I don't really remember. But it was like $5 at a yard sale or something. I used to record these like really fucking horrible, direct, like super distorted, awful songs with that fucking thing. It'd be like boom, pss, boom, pss, boom, pss, boom, pss. Fucking.
Somebody should sample that.
Either
Both of those things and make that into
either with the DoD Super Fuzz or the DoD Grunge or a DoD Death Metal. Defender Jag Stang plugged into that.
It's like direct in. Yeah.
Right in the face of it, fucking all the way into the red.
Oh yeah, do you have that DoD Grunge pedal still?
Yeah, it's at the studio. It's in the drawer.
Can I borrow that at some point?
If you want to. Why?
Trash, you're fantastic.
Oh, yeah. It's got a non-original knob on it because I had it apart one time and I dropped it and the case fucking fell on it, snapped the pot off. So it has a replacement pot with a different knob and it has a blue LED in it. But other than that, I think it's unmolested still. Yeah, I don't give a fuck. I don't ever use that thing. Horrible.
Yeah, I wanted to ask too, the chat really quick. Does anybody have a Sitar Swami pedal? Sitar Swami pedal? It's like a Dan Electro. Sitar Swami. Yeah. I would like to borrow it for a few weeks if anybody does.
I don't have one.
I'd like to get a hold of one just because I've heard some stories about those.
You should get you should see if you can find an Electro Harmonics Ravish Sitar instead.
Oh really?
Better voices, yeah. It's polyphonic too.
Well, I want to get that one because it's like
super bougie fucking plastic box.
Yeah, and like apparently, yeah.
It has all kinds of weird, crazy tracking issues and shit.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like they're like $100, and I don't want to just like buy one and then sell it. If I could borrow one for like a couple weeks, that would be ideal.
I don't know anybody that has any of that shit.
Yeah, it's a pretty rare. That's the problem with it. It's kind of rare, and everybody's been talking about Action since we've been chatting.
Yeah, because dude's got a fucked up set of frets.
Yeah, that's the best advice from a lot of peeps in the chat is make it work. I agree. As long as it doesn't deter you from playing. Anybody check out Current Joys? I've never heard of them. It's some cool lo-fi rock.
Yeah, I don't know, but
make a note.
The EHX one, I have a customer that has a board built around one of those things. He does like this weird ambient shit with a lap steel, and he uses that pedal in conjunction with it. And it's fucking crazy, man. You can get some sounds out of that.
Really?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure his has like, let's say there's an expression pedal input on that. I can't really remember how it worked. Or maybe there's like a breakout box with like for push buttons or something. I can't remember.
I got one more topic that I wanted to chat about tonight. Because I see that, I mean, obviously it's always been a kind of a big deal, but if anyone in the chat has any thoughts on this, what's the deal with memes? I feel like memes have gotten to the point of...
They've taken over the world, man.
Yeah, dude. And I mean, I have a theory as to why they're so popular, but I noticed that a lot of... I know there's some YouTubers, too, like some people in the synth community, I'm not going to name any names, but they go, like, fucking gaga over memes and like, keyboard memes and shit like that. And I just, like, not sure if I completely understand it. I don't know if it's showing my age.
I think memes are born of Reddit, generally speaking.
What do you think the obsession with them is? Or are?
I think it's just because they're comical and sometimes ironic.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Especially with like the meme generators are out there and shit. Like.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a fascinating. You know, I know that the term was coined by Richard Dawkins. He's like a famous atheist, and he had a book that came out at some point. I don't know when, and I know that I've heard that that's where that actually comes from. But which was I guess the idea of like the spread of ideas through cultures, I suppose.
I can still remember the first meme I ever saved.
What was it?
It's so there's a snowbank that's probably 3 feet high, and there's a cat standing on its hind legs trying to look over the snowbank like this, and at the top it just said, "Well, shit." Well, shit.
Yeah, I just noticed. I mean,
it's just kind of funny, man.
I think people are. Yeah, I guess it's right. Maybe that's all it is. It's just like a funny, fun thing that people do.
Well, I mean, some people make ones that are like fucked up, but
oh yeah, I mean,
it really depends, you know.
I guess I was just curious as to.
Yeah, I think they're just supposed to be comical and ironic.
Well, I think at some point too, there's like a. I guess my theory with it is like. They kind of get at it's almost like a good comedian in a way. I mean, I'm not talking about the fucked up ones, but the ones that make you laugh.
Yeah.
You know, like something about the cat one you're referring to. There's a certain element of like objectivity or like truth to that because that's what makes you laugh about it. You know, like one of the ones I was looking on Wikipedia before and it said, you know, it's a Wikipedia meme and it says went to look up a fact about USSR or something, and it's like. Spent 3 hours and now I know every single thing about Russia or something, you know? So, like, I think, because, like, that's something a lot of people have experienced. I think there's something about there's this element of, like, truth that they get to, or, like, you know, like, watching a good comedian, why it's funny is because it's like an observation about reality that's true, or, like you're saying, ironic. So, those are my thoughts on it. I don't know. I just, I'm not, like, big into meme culture. I mean, I think, you know, certain ones are funny. I just think I just find it fascinating how obsessed some people get with it and creating them and, you know, I guess trying to make ones go viral or something. Like, I don't really understand the culture. That's why I wanted to, like, get your perspective on it, anybody in the chat, because there's, like, a lot of music ones, too. But Jason said memes are like fast food philosophy. Coop, they are like funny inside jokes that lots of people are in on. Yeah, I guess that's all it is there's like some objective truth to it, or it's, you know, something a large group of people can relate to.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why people get obsessed with it. I just...
sometimes they're just fucking funny because they are.
Yeah. Just a fascinating part of the culture for me.
Yeah.
Well, I guess with that, Jay, any final questions? You want to give it a...
We gonna wrap up at 8:30?
Yeah, I figured we could wrap up a little early.
Jesus, all right.
Any final questions out there from anybody in the chat? We're gonna close out on maybe a Jay, what up with that, as our concluding segment here. Anybody got a question for Jay?
Nah, they're talking about.
Yeah, everybody's talking about the guitar.
Yeah. Favorite album art.
Favorite album art. Ooh.
Damn. Talk about a fucking deep one.
Yeah.
You
know, the first art that jumped out at me, and I'm not like a huge. I know Jason is a. I know Jason will appreciate it, but Daydream Nation, Sonic Youth. I really that album cover for some reason to me just very simple. It really sticks out to me. I don't know, like that was the first thing that jumped into my head when you mentioned that. I don't know if it's like I'm not like a super Sonic Youth fanboy by any means. I would even say the opposite, you know. But
don't like you some Sonic Youth.
There's stuff I do enjoy. I really like Dirty. That's a sick record.
Like
Daydream. I like the poppy shit.
You like the Butch Vig era stuff.
Yeah, I like some stuff off Washing Machine, Daydream Nation.
Washing Machine's a tough one to get into.
Some of the longer tracks, I forget. I don't know.
You gotta listen to Rather Ripped.
That's earlier.
It's later.
Later. Oh yeah.
Rather Ripped is after all their gear got stolen and they had to start over.
Oh.
What you're listening to is an actual band.
Huh.
It's not a bunch of gizmos and weird shit and like fucked up ass instruments. It's like three dudes with guitars, with Telecasters and shit, and Kim Gordon on a fucking bass, and dudes in the back playing drums. It's like cranked up fucking amps and whatever the guitar sounded like.
That's interesting. It's almost like a fire. Everything got burned down, and now it's time to rebuild it.
It's a whole new approach. So if like any of the earlier stuff is too far out there for you, I would suggest you listen to that record. It took me a while to like appreciate that record because I liked a lot of the early stuff that was sort of weird. like Catholic block and shit like that. But
A couple of the guys mentioned Goo.
yeah, I mean, Goo is, if you're gonna start listening.
Oh,
to
the
Sonic
cover.
Youth,
Cover
yeah,
art.
yeah.
That's the one that's like kind of
Raymond
like
Pettibon.
Yeah. It looks like a graphic novel or like a comic style kind of.
I stole my sister's boyfriend, and I forget what the fucking text says.
Yeah.
But yeah. Yeah, it's a good record too. I mean,
Jeb said, Coop said they were going to say Daydream Nation 2. That's hilarious. I don't know why. That like just completely jumped out of me.
That's the one with the candle?
The one with the candle, the text is like kind of...
Yeah.
Almost looks, it almost looks like blurred or as if it's... I don't know, kind of reflects the idea of the candle almost. Maybe,
I feel like they always had kind of neat album covers though. Like I think it was either Evil or Sister, where the girl's like on the floor like, and it's like
I think it's
really
Sister,
really
right?
like a stark contrast. I think it might be Sister. I'll have to look when I go back in. But they had a lot of album covers that were.
Oh, Court of the Crimson King. That's that one that's like it's like the illustration of the guy with his mouth that's open. Is that the one I'm thinking of?
I don't know.
Jeb said Johnny Guitar Watson, the album Giant. That cover illustrates how I feel at my best day. Huh. I've never seen that one. I'll have to look these up. Sonic Nurse, you also may like. I've listened to that. That's a newer one too, right? I think it came out in the 2000s. I think I was working at Tower Records when that one came out.
I don't remember when that came out.
So I Watch You From Afar. Matt, yeah, I really like the tracks on... Matt had sent me a mixtape. And there was, I think, 1 or 2 songs from that band on there. They were cool. I gotta check that out, dig more into that. Jeb said Daniel Johnson. They go with the warmth and homemade. That's cool. Sister is J-Rad's favorite album. The Liar album by Jesus Lizard always used to creep me out. Saw a doc on Daydream that Lance Bangs directed. He and Steve Shelley did a Q&A. Huh.
That's pretty cool.
What about you, Jay? What
I don't know. I've been sitting here thinking about it. I mean,
the Sonic Youth discography art, cover art, but
I mean, there's a lot of...
anything, what's the first thing that pops in your head?
I don't think I have a favorite one. There's a lot that are like...
Well, like, I don't think Daydream Nation is necessarily my favorite, but that was like the first thing that I thought of, so... Anything that like jumped into your head?
I don't think so. I'm like scanning my CD collection mentally. And
yeah, I'm trying to think too, like, what else?
I mean, the
White Album, man. I mean, the White Album is the sickest cover of all time, man. It's just white.
The claymation cover of Portrait of an American Family is one of the first ones I remember seeing, like, as a younger person, thinking, like, whoa, what the fuck is up with that? So I guess that one.
Cool. Oh, the Magpie showed up. Pop Schlop
What?
Crop. What's
What?
up, Magpie? We were just gonna close up this shop. Good to see you, bro.
What's happening?
What's been going on, Simon? I see you've been doing some mega collabs out there. I got
Fucking destroying tapes and
yeah. It's going all out. What up, Simon?
self-destructive and bleached tape loops.
No, this is my Magpie hat. Oh, Magpie says he's about to pass out.
Oh shit!
Yeah, it's got to be late over there, right?
Like 4
He's
in the
in
morning
Sweden?
or some
Yeah.
shit.
It's got to be, what is it? It's got to be 6 hours, 5 or 6 hours ahead at least. Yeah, when is 424 going to do a destructive task?
Oh man!
Let's do it. I got plenty of the task cams that are like half working. Yeah, let's do it, man. That sounds awesome. We gotta send you some stuff too. Simon gave me his address.
Oh, yeah?
I wanted to talk to you because I know you might want to send. We could do a little package to him, care package.
I might have some interesting things.
Yeah, we gotta get. I want to send something in for you bend it. I mean, you send it, I bend it. I'm not sure what yet. I gotta send him a T-shirt. See
Well,
what
since he's like the ultimate scavenger, man, I gotta go through my boxes and bins and find him some good scavenge shit.
Okay. Yeah, that would fit totally.
Yeah, because then it would be something that he can create with instead of modifying something else that already exists.
Cool.
Might be interesting.
Yeah, we'll get you something together, Simon. Oh, Simon said it's only 2:37 there. Cool. Not too late.
I mean, for a fucking
Coming up on 3 a.m.
for
though.
a fucking Wednesday, that's pretty late.
Yeah.
But I guess it depends what Thursday looks like too.
Oh, we got some questions rolling in from Matt.
Where's the why do
Bad
I not?
Moon Rising, Jack Leonard. I'm a tugboat captain, guided by voices, a bunch of naked hippies.
Oh, what's the best way to route the sound from my mixer to my DAW back into my mixer so I can monitor the sound going out of the mixer but still listen to playback? What the fuck? So I can monitor the sound going out of the mixer but still listen to playback through the mixer. Matt, are you asking how to monitor?
Sounds like he's trying to bust.
You want to be able to hear the pre-recorded sound and the mic signal at the same time through the mixer? Is that what we're talking about? So from the mixer to the DAW, back into the mixer. So from the mixer, I would either use your buses or I would use your direct outs. Actually, if you're going to the DAW and then back, you're going to have to use just the direct outs. So use 1 through 8 direct outs into your inputs, and then take your DAW outputs, if you have 1 through 8 assignable as mono, return those in 9 through 16, and engage 9 through 16 to either your busing or to your left-right main, so that you can monitor it that way. That would be how you monitor the returns from the DAW. But if you accidentally engaged like direct output 1 and return 1, then you'd have a feedback loop through the mixer if you didn't bus that right. So you got to make sure those aren't on engaged to your left-right main at the same time, or to your buses at the same time. Or you could bus like your input channels 1 through 8. You could bus all of those to like bus 1 and 2, and then bus your returns 9 through 16 to like faders 3 and 4 on your 4 buses. And that way you could just do it like on the fly as you went, to swap back and forth between the two things. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like I need more details on that, but yeah, if you bust that wrong, if you engage the wrong switch, it'll definitely loop.
I gotta check out this Daniel Johnson artwork.
You don't know who Daniel Johnson is?
No, I mean I know who he is. I know like hi, how are you? Like
Yeah,
art,
he
like,
draws all kinds
stuff.
of like weird.
Yeah, I never.
Like
I don't know if I've looked at how closely I've
shit.
really examined all of it.
Peace out, J-Rad.
Later on, J-Rad, Warren L jumped in. Hey, Warren. He said just got home from band practice. Congrats on a year's worth of vids. Thanks, my friend. Thanks for coming through. Simon said every day is all about tomorrow, right?
Yeah, true.
Very true.
So
Par's
yeah,
albums, yeah, hell yeah.
we'll have to put together a little package to send out to Simon. We have to really pick and choose that carefully.
Yeah, I want to send him something really good. Send him the coffin blood.
No, you gotta send him something that's challenging, man. Send him like a fucking polychorus or something crazy.
Yeah, I have to look. I got a little dig deep what I got. I could send him that realistic, the thing that you had fixed up. I wonder if there's anything, because you said those are like pretty.
Yeah, you can bend those. Most of that's like feedback loops and shit.
I wonder what you think it would keep the rest of it intact.
I somehow doubt that. But
Yeah.
I mean,
Sometimes he's able to kind of put like a switch in there. Like
a lot of times you can make him switch.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, we got to get you on the show, Magpie. He said, I want to come on your show later as well. Yeah, we got to figure that out. I know you had mentioned doing the Google Hangouts or something. Yeah. And I've seen you doing those, and I saw the one you did with Heinbach and Look Mum No Computer, and that seems really cool. I'm assuming that was Google Hangouts. And it seems like it switches, too, back and forth between... I guess it detects who's speaking and automatically switches, which is really cool.
That's interesting.
I gotta figure out the OBS software thing.
What's going on, Mr.
For
Basic?
the stream stuff. Hey, Mr. Basic, what up? Yeah, we'll figure something. I know, Simon. I've been meaning. I've been meaning to chat with you and somehow figure out, maybe schedule some stuff.
Matt, what's the interface? Because you should be able to, like, those direct outs are post fader on the 1604. So, like, how high are you running your trims and how are you doing your gain set? I mean, you should set your fader at unity or 0 and apply signal to the input and bring the trim up until your -20 light flickers and goes green and shit. That's level set for unity gain, and then you can vary with the fader how much output you're giving it on top of that. But yeah, I mean, there should be no reason that you're clipping the shit out of the front of an interface unless that interface is looking for instrument or mic level. That mixer should work fine with -10 or +4. Oh man, did you see Magpie? Alright, rest well there, Magpie.
Every day is all about tomorrow, right? Yeah, dude, that's gonna be great. I can't wait. I can't wait. The most controversial music YouTuber in the chat. Right there, we got him, Simon the Magpie. Thanks for coming through, Simon. Always good to see you.
Hell yeah.
And
we're gonna. It's been a while since he was in the stream.
Yeah. We gotta get that. We'll get that package out to him too. That'd be fun too. We'll make a little care package.
You ever circuit bend wind chimes? There's some wind chimes right there.
You'll send him the wind chimes. I was thinking about sending him that pig.
Jesus. Ship him that Hammond drum machine, man.
Oh yeah.
Probably costs like fucking $1,000 to get it there, but it'd be fun.
It's really old Sound Blaster. Huh. I'm excited, man. I have 30 of those. Oh, okay.
Do any of yours do that?
It's a good thing that you said that, because I was definitely thinking about sending that to you. No, we need the piggy for the stream.
That was like ultrasonic.
Yeah. Simon says he did an experiment that never got posted. Was planning on making some merch out of them. How are you gonna make merch out of them? I'm fascinated. Yeah, pig merch collab. Let's do it. Did you like circuit bend it or make it into a noisemaker or something? I think this is the most fun I've seen Jay have. I think this is the most fun I've ever seen you have, man. I feel like this is cool. That poor pig, man.
Can't get him to do a long squeal.
Google Piganino. Alright, I'm doing it.
What are you doing?
He said Google Piganino.
Piganino? Uh-oh.
What? What? The Piganino, a portamento of pig and piano,
oh my god,
is a conjectural musical instrument using a keyboard as to produce sound from pigs by poking them. Satirical use includes further portamentos as in German, French, hog harmonium, swineway, and porco forte in English. Fascinating. There's literally a picture here of somebody like playing something and has a bunch of pigs lined up.
How do you tune this pig? Simon, do you know how to tune it?
That sounds like a Look Mum No Computer video. You ever seen that? The video, one of his more popular ones is like the Furby organ that he built. Yeah. That's, I mean, it sounds like it could be your version of that, Simon. Oh, nice! It was planned as a shout out to Look Mum. That's awesome. Jesus. Oh man.
I'm done, I promise.
So what happened? Did the project got shelved, or did you Jason said, why is that man hurting that piggy? Because he's lonely, son.
Oh, different size pigs for different.
Since skateboard, since he got bike. That's funny. You should definitely. I would love to see that video, even if it didn't work out. Don't you think it's funny that I found one of these? Because like I think I was telling people last week or whatever that every time we used to go to the gas station in New Paltz. Remember, I would see those and squeak them on the counter.
Yeah.
And you were like, "Are you gonna get one of those?" I was like, "Nah." Did you? Oh no!
You just got twisted the other way.
The pig doesn't have a name, does he?
A what?
Did we ever name him? I don't think we did.
China is what it says on his belly, so I'm gonna guess that's his name.
Sonic possibilities of those pigs are insane. Mac? Yes, Mac. That's the Mac DeMarco alarm. Coop said twist the tail. Does anything happen? I believe it. Sonic possibilities are insane. I want to see this video that you made, Simon. You should do a follow up on it and explain what happened with it. I would love to hear it. The Piganino. Wait, am I saying that right? Piano. Piganino.
Oh man.
Well, it's a portamento.
Oh man. Well, at least everybody's having fun.
Alright. Jason's got a jet. He said, gotta put the kids to bed, and they're scared. Since they're now scared for life. Oh no. Oh, that's what his kids are saying. Oh no.
Oh my god.
Alright, Jason, thanks for coming through. Thanks for spending some of your dad time. Solo dad time with us. Oh man! All right. I think we're gonna call it on that. Oh jeez. All right.
Better hide that thing next week.
Make sure you do something you want to do today and each and every day.
Every day.
Oh, he said they're fine, bros. I have earbuds in. At first, I thought you were joking, and then for a second, I thought that's what your kids or children may have actually said. I'm glad that they didn't. Oh man, I'm definitely not Googling that. All right, if you squeeze the tail, you might get a batch of chitterlings. Honk honk. Jay just wants to go for that. Squeak test. All right, fam.
Combo.
It's been 1 year. 1 year, TascFam.
1 year. 1 year.
Another year, bro.
1 year.
Oh, we'll catch you guys when you can't o'clock. Oh, we gotta blow out the candle for year one. Awesome.
Jesus Christ, how about that for a fucking candle?
Is that a candle or are you having?
Candle.
Here we go.
You just happy to fucking see me.
Is that a candle? You just happy to see me, bro. Wait, maybe we can get the pig to blow it out. All right, we're doing the 1 year cumpleaños. Yeah, have a great week, everybody. We're gonna end out on this candle, the epic blowing out of the 1 year candle.
Jesus, somehow I turned these lights on and I can't remember.
There's a lot, man. There's like 6 switches over there. Oh, it's getting spooky in here.
Here. So you take hold of that. Hang on 1 second.
Yo, we're still out there, fam. We're gonna blow this guy out. This is crazy, man. This looks like.